So the Jetta has decided that it wanted to start making this noise. Some decent lifter tick. I was hoping it was an exhaust leak, but I really don't think it is. So I'm going to try to do something about that right now. And that is shutting it off. Now the past 2 or so oil changes, I've been using this Castrol Edge Euro car. It is 540 weight and has the Volkswagen 505.0 whatever rating that the ALH needs. But I'm wondering if this is my problem. Here's what I used to use. Rotella T6 540. I've never bought it in a jug that big before, but there's a reason I did that. I used to bring back these 3.785 liter or 1 gallon jugs of Rotella from the States, but I haven't been for a long time, and Rotella is ridiculously expensive here. A 5 liter jug like this is about $75, so that's just out of the question. The reason I got this jug is because Shell is doing a rebate right now that you can get a $40 prepaid Visa for this, and I also bought it at Canadian Tire and collected like $10 worth of points. So essentially I got this for $50 off. So I paid about $150 for this big jug, which is 18.9 liters instead of $200. So that works out to be even cheaper than that Castrol oil. I also picked up this pump. That was one of the things holding me off from buying one of these jugs for the longest time, because I didn't really know how to get oil out of it. And then I thought that there must be something like this, and sure enough, Princess Auto had this on sale for $35 instead of $50. So that kind of eliminated my savings right there, and I picked up another oil filter. So I actually did this past oil change pretty recently. It was on December 21st, 2025 at 386,000 kilometers. I just passed 388,000. So it'll probably be kind of a waste, but it'll be a lot cheaper than replacing all of the lifters and the cam. So hopefully that'll quiet things down. Alright, I'm going to take a look and see if there's any metal shavings on here. A little bit. Not the best, but also not the worst. Hopefully that's not worn down cam or lifter. It probably is though. While that finishes draining, I'm going to see if I can work out how to use the pump for my 5-gallon pail. Well, that's not too useful, so let's see if I can figure this out. Well, I guess I'll put the hose on and see what it does. Okay, it's on there, I think. I feel like this should go in better than that. Oh, it says you need a bit of force. Well, the car should be drained, so I'll give it a shot. Here's something not very necessary, but I kind of just want to test this new vacuum pump unit I got. This one works with some minor repairs out of the box. I had to reseal the top of this because it didn't come with any gasket. So I cut up an old O-ring that came from this oil filter unit and RTV'd it in, and it actually builds pressure. So let's see if I can suck out this old oil. There's actually quite a bit in here. And throw the tool on the ground. That's probably good for it. That was very ungood for it. The glass broke, and now the dial doesn't go all the way down to 0, but it still builds pressure. Good enough for me. Okay, I put the drain plug back in, so I'm just going to pump a bit of oil in here first. Well, it seems to work. Get the oil filter installed now. Now I'm going to change out these seals. 2 more free O-rings. The Fram one fits a lot looser than the Man one did. Honestly, probably should have just kept that since it was only a couple months old. Well, that's good now. Maybe worse than it was before, but they're changed. Here's something else kind of annoying. This Fram filter doesn't say what side the top is on it. The insides are different. It's only meant to go one way. They usually have an arrow on the side or some indication on the top. I'm going to put the words on the top because that makes the most sense to me. The bottom seems to fit in. So let's see if this works. That should be good. Now it's time to pump 4.5 liters in here. Whoa, and just spray it all over the side. This is a lot more enjoyable than pouring oil in with a funnel, I will say. Now, just past full, I'm gonna run the engine for a little bit, and hopefully it's quieted down. I'm gonna leave another microphone out here and see if we can capture any of the sound when I start it up. Here goes. Still there so far. Well, it was worth a shot, I guess. Take the microphone for an adventure. Well, I'm going to shut it off and check the oil level. Yeah, it could take an extra couple pumps, I think. There we go. Now the pump is actually attached. I don't know what was going on with that before. Weird. That should be a healthy amount. Now that we're at this point, I'm going to drive the car for a while and see if the tick goes away at all. Probably not. If it doesn't, I'll look at sourcing a new cam and some lifters. So that will be a future job, I guess. But yeah, see how it goes.